Hello, middle school and high school students from the North Penn School District. Thank you all very much for coming out today to the 2015 Neighborhood Symposium. My name is Dr. G, and I welcome you all here today. In this presentation, I will be showing a variety of videos demonstrating the effects of gender on criminal behavior, and do these effects stay the same in different neighborhoods and environments. In between each video, I will talk a little bit about what we just saw and what the next video will be about. The next video will be a representation of the findings of Rasmussen and his colleagues. Rasmussen explored in his research the perceived safety within the neighborhoods between males and females and the coping strategies that they use depending on their exposure to violence. The following video will be about a girl named Kendra who joined a gang for the protection of her family.
Look where you have landed yourself. You're 17 years old and in here for involuntary manslaughter and second-degree murder. You're in here for life, and you won't see your family. The ironic thing is that you did this all for your family. Why did you even join a gang?
I did this for my family. I'd die for my family and my team. Joining this gang changed my life, but I will stay in this gang because without them, my family will still be in danger.
This gang has been nothing but a burden to you. They let you rot in here for life. I know you thought this was your best option, but it wasn't. Why didn't you think of a better future for yourself? Where was your mother?
I wasn't sure, but I was there. I took matters into my own hands. I watch out for my family because my brother's dead and my father left. So who gonna take care of blood? Not these relatives by marriage.
I have learned how it is to protect your family. Your environment has corrupted you, the contagion of your peers has influenced you to behave this way, and being a psychologist, I know that from collective socialization theory, that competition is the best strategy when growing up in a disadvantaged neighborhood.
Well, I'm here. Can't look back at the past no more.
One day if you get on parole, change for the sake of yourself and your family, and get out.
The video you just witnessed showed an example of gender effects on behavioral deviance, or in other words, how being a male or a female affected a person's criminal response. Kendra was a female who chose to be in a gang and perform certain criminal acts in order to protect her family. Kendra's acts support the previous research that suggests that criminal choices are, in a large sense, a means of protection for females. The next video will be a representation of the findings of Fagan and Wright. Fagan and Wright explored in their research the differences in gender in influencing disadvantage and collective efficacy in the dynamic of a neighborhood. The following video will be about two friends who live in the same neighborhood, a girl named Jenny and a boy named Javi.
Javi, I just got a gig for next week. We can use you. Interested?
Depends. What are we talking?
We're talking 1K plus expanded turf for both of our sets if we take out the head honcho of the Front Street Crips.
I don't know, B. I'm not about that life. I'm not trying to have a hit out on me. Plus, you know how our neighbor gets. She tell my moms and I don't want my moms in this.
Effing collective socialization. I don't let that faze me. You can't tell me nothing. This is what I have to do for respect, and this is what I have to do for protection. I spent my whole life in the house trying to please mommy and daddy. I'm too grown for all that now.
At least you have mommy and daddy. I only have moms and I'm all she got.
Listen, if you change your mind, let me know. We can split the 1K even.
Word.
The video you just witnessed showed an example of collective socialization and gender differences, where the female lives in an area with high collective efficacy, which, simply put, is informal social control. This led to her being more delinquent. The girl had always had watchful eyes on her and had less freedom in comparison with her male friend. When Jenny got a little bit of freedom, she started acting out more than her male friend Javi, who had always had, for the most part, more freedom from a younger age. The next video I will be showing you will be a representation of the findings of Mason and his colleagues. Mason and his colleagues explored in their research how drug use influences their perception of safety in their day-to-day activities. Safety isn't due to the number of crimes, but instead is related to how people interact in familiar settings. The following video will be about a girl named Christina, who lives in the suburbs of New York in a middle upper class neighborhood. Her parents work in a poverty neighborhood located in the city. This area in the city has high alcohol and drug use.
Hello, all my fans and vloggers. I'm at my house right now in the suburbs of New York, but my parents work in the poor inner city neighborhood of the New York area where drugs and violence are more prevalent, and a lot of their friends are alcoholics. Now my parents also drink heavily and have recently started doing drugs due to the area that they hang out around. This has become their safe haven, even though the area they hang out in is not safe. And when they come home high on drugs, I don't feel safe in my own home, and I have carried this fear with me in school because now I'm also starting to fail. Well, that's all I have for today, so I'm logging out now.
The video you just witnessed showed an example of activity space and how this influences a person's behavior. In other words, if a person tends to be around an area where there is a high drug use and their home is in a drug-free neighborhood, like in this video, they are more likely to use drugs in comparison to someone who lives in a high drug use neighborhood but mostly travels and stays in the drug-free zone. There is a difference between gender, and there is a difference between gender and between the different neighborhoods on how someone reacts. I hope that this presentation gave you guys all a new perception on maybe yourselves and maybe your peers or just anyone else in the neighborhood or in another neighborhood. So I hope this opened your eyes to new information. And thank you very much.
Out here.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming anyways.